He left you. Let's face it, breakups can feel like a gut punch, a moment that flips your world upside down. You're sitting there, staring at your phone, wondering why he walked away and how you ended up here. You question yourself. Was it something you said? Something you did? And let me guess, you've been scrolling through social media, analyzing every post, every picture, trying to make sense of it all. But what if I told you there's a way to stop the spiral, flip the script, and reclaim your power? Picture this. Instead of being consumed by heartbreak, you become the woman he can't stop thinking about, the one he regrets letting go. Not through cheap tricks or games, but by stepping into your true, unstoppable self. Imagine waking up every day feeling strong, confident, and more magnetic than ever. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, today it's your reality waiting to happen. In this transformative guide, I'm going to reveal 12 ways to make him regret losing you. These aren't just superficial tactics, they're rooted in authentic personal growth, strategies that tap into the powerful dynamics of Dark Stoic Psychology and the art of Stoicism. By the end of this journey, you won't just want his regret, you'll have built a life so radiant that his opinion won't even matter. Are you ready to take back control? Let's dive into the first step. 1. Be unapologetically you. Let's get real. How often have you muted parts of yourself to fit into someone else's idea of what's acceptable or lovable? Maybe you held back your opinions to avoid a fight, dimmed your ambitions to make him feel more secure, or pretended to be okay when you were breaking inside. Here's the first truth bomb. You are your most powerful when you stop apologizing for who you are. Think about it. When was the last time you felt fully, unapologetically yourself? That wild laugh, that quirky habit, that bold dream you've been harboring. Now imagine leaning into all of it, owning every part of your story, flaws included. Being unapologetically you doesn't mean being perfect, it means being real. And guess what? Authenticity is magnetic. It's raw, it's rare, and it's irresistible. When you show up as your authentic self, you send a powerful message. I am enough. This doesn't just change how others see you, it changes how you see yourself. You stop seeking validation from people who never appreciated your worth in the first place. And here's the kicker, when he sees this transformation, it will hit him like a thunderbolt. The woman he thought he could walk away from. She's gone, replaced by someone he can't quite figure out, someone who doesn't need his approval anymore. Now, let me ask you, why do we so often shrink ourselves to make others comfortable? Is it fear? Insecurity? Whatever the reason, it's time to let it go. Start by embracing the parts of yourself you've been hiding. Love fashion. Wear that bold outfit. Passionate about a cause. Speak up about it. Have a dream that seems too big. Chase it like your life depends on it. Here's a challenge. Write down 3 things about yourself that you've been holding back and commit to owning them this week. Maybe it's your humor, your intelligence, or even your vulnerability. The right people will love you for it, and the wrong ones, well, you're about to leave them in the dust. But here's the real beauty of being unapologetically you. It's not just about getting his attention, it's about living a life that feels right to you. And that's the kind of energy no one can ignore. When you show up as your full, authentic self, you become a force to be reckoned with. He'll look at you and wonder, how did I let someone so extraordinary slip through my fingers? Still with me? Let me ask you this. What would your life look like if you stopped holding back? If you leaned into your passions, your quirks, your fire? Picture it, because that's the reality waiting for you when you step into your truth. Ready for the next step? In the next section, we'll take this newfound authenticity and amplify it. Because being you is just the beginning. Next, we're going to elevate every part of your life and show him exactly what he's missing. Let's turn heartbreak into your ultimate glow up. 2. Glow up for you. Now that you're stepping into your authentic self, let's take things to the next level. This isn't about revenge, it's about becoming the absolute best version of yourself, for yourself. Let's be honest, nothing is more captivating than a woman who knows her worth, radiates confidence, and is unapologetically thriving. And guess what? Your glow up isn't just external, It's an inside-out transformation that will leave him questioning every decision he made. Imagine this. He's scrolling through social media one night and bam, there you are, glowing, radiant, and looking like you've stepped straight out of a dream. But the real glow-up isn't about a killer selfie, although, trust me, that helps. It's about what's fueling that glow, the way you're prioritizing your physical, mental, and emotional well-being. Let's start with the physical. Have you been wanting to hit the gym, try a new workout, or overhaul your diet? Now is the time. Physical activity doesn't just change how you look, it transforms how you feel. When you feel strong in your body, you carry yourself differently. Your posture changes, your energy shifts, and yes, people notice. Invest in a workout that excites you. Maybe it's yoga, weightlifting, or even dance classes. Wear clothes that make you feel unstoppable. Not for him, not for anyone else, just for you. But let's not stop there. A true glow up also means working on your mindset. Heartbreak can shatter your confidence, but this is your chance to rebuild it stronger than ever. Feed your mind with books that inspire you, podcasts that challenge you, and mentors who uplift you. Take time to reflect on what lights you up. Start a gratitude journal to focus on what's going right in your life. You'll be amazed at how quickly your perspective shifts when you cultivate gratitude. And here's the game changer. Don't underestimate the power of trying something completely new. Always wanted to paint? Pick up a brush. Curious about traveling solo? Book the ticket. By stepping out of your comfort zone, you're signaling to yourself and the world that you're growing, evolving, and unstoppable. That kind of energy? It's contagious. Now, let's talk about the emotional glow up. This is where Dark Stoic Psychology comes into play. Tap into your inner strength by mastering your emotions. Feel the pain of the breakup. Yes, but don't let it define you. Use those emotions as fuel to drive your transformation. This is where Stoicism shines. It's not about suppressing your feelings, but channeling them into power. Every time you show up for yourself, every time you take another step forward, you're creating a version of you that's unshakable. And let me tell you something. When he catches even a glimpse of this new you, it'll hit him like a wave. He'll see the fire in your eyes, the strength in your step, and the undeniable glow that comes from truly loving yourself. He'll remember the woman he took for granted and realize she's no longer within reach. That's the power of the glow up. It's a transformation he can't ignore, and one that leaves him in the dust while you shine brighter than ever. Here's where I need your help. If you're feeling inspired to start your glow up journey, like this video and drop a comment with number 1 to let me know you're here for it. Your engagement helps me create more empowering content just like this, so hit that subscribe button and join our community. Together, we're turning heartbreak into the ultimate comeback story. Are you ready? Let's go even deeper in the next step. You won't want to miss it. 3. Cut him off completely. This is where the real power move begins. Silence. Complete, unapologetic, unrelenting silence. Let me guess, your instincts are probably screaming at you to reach out, to send just one more text, to check his social media, to remind him you exist. But here's the truth. The more you chase, the further he'll run. The more you show him you're still there, the more he feels validated in walking away. Cutting him off is not about playing games, it's about reclaiming your energy. When you go no contact, you're sending a clear and powerful message. I don't need you to survive. This act of stepping back is not just for him, it's for you. It's the first step in breaking free from the cycle of overthinking, of doubting yourself, and of letting someone else dictate your self-worth. Think about this for a moment. When you remove yourself from his life, no texts, no calls, no lingering looks at his Instagram, what happens? Suddenly there's a void, a silence he wasn't expecting. People don't appreciate what's constantly available. By cutting him off, you're creating space for him to wonder, to miss you, to regret. Here's why this works. Silence is unnerving. It forces people to sit with their own thoughts, their own feelings. While he may have walked away thinking you'd cling to him, your silence tells a different story. It tells him you're stronger than he gave you credit for, that you have the self-respect to walk away when someone no longer values you. But let's be honest, going no contact isn't easy. You'll have moments where you'll want to reach out, to hear his voice, to feel some kind of connection. That's natural. But each time you resist the urge, you're building emotional resilience. And this resilience, it's the foundation of your power. Delete his number if you have to. Block him if necessary. Remove old messages, hide pictures, and stop replaying shared memories in your head. Your mind is a precious space, and right now, it deserves to be filled with things that inspire you, not memories that hold you back. And here's the secret ingredient to making this work. While you're staying silent, fill your life with new experiences. The less time you spend thinking about him, the more time he'll spend thinking about you. Focus on your glow up, dive into your passions, and surround yourself with people who uplift you. Your silence becomes a byproduct of your thriving, not an empty strategy to get his attention. Let's take it one step further and talk about Dark Stoic Psychology. By mastering silence, you're taking control of a situation where it feels like control was lost. You're using Stoicism to accept what you can't change, the breakup, and focusing on what you can control. Your response. This isn't about pretending you're unaffected, it's about channeling that pain into strength. Every time you resist breaking the silence, you're reinforcing your boundaries, your worth, and your independence. Here's the thing about going silent. It's not just a strategy, it's a statement. It says, I respect myself enough to step back. I won't beg for your attention because I don't need it to feel whole. And that's a statement he won't be able to ignore. As the days go by, he'll start to feel it. The absence of your texts, the void of your laughter, the quiet realization that he's no longer a priority in your world. And while you're out there building a life that's brighter and stronger than ever, he'll be left with one burning question. Why did I ever let her go? Stay strong. Silence isn't just your weapon, it's your liberation. You've got this. Let's keep building in the next step. 4. Live with purpose. Now that you've embraced silence and started focusing on yourself, it's time to shift your energy towards something bigger than him, bigger than the breakup, and maybe even bigger than you. This is your moment to redefine what drives you, to find a purpose so compelling that it becomes the center of your world. Let's get one thing straight. A woman living with purpose is unstoppable. And when he sees that you're not just surviving but thriving with intention, it will hit him harder than any words ever could. Let me ask you this. What's been tugging at your heart? What have you put on hold? Maybe for him or because life got in the way. It could be a career goal, a passion project, or even a dream you've had since you were a child. Whatever it is, now is the time to pursue it with everything you've got. When you dedicate yourself to a purpose, you shift the focus entirely away from him. Your energy, your thoughts, your time, all of it gets redirected into something that fulfills you. And here's the magic in this. The more immersed you become in your mission, the less you think about the breakup, and the more magnetic you become to everyone around you. Start small if you need to. Set a daily goal that aligns with your bigger runs. Maybe it's learning a new skill, signing up for a course, or dedicating an hour a day to a project you've been putting off. Over time, these small steps will snowball into something extraordinary, and as you grow, you'll find that your purpose gives you something no relationship ever could, an unshakable sense of fulfillment. Here's the thing about purpose, it's not just about what you achieve, it's about who you become in the process. When you're living with intention, you radiate confidence, determination, and focus. This isn't about becoming someone else to prove a point to him, it's about becoming the best version of you because you deserve it. And let's not forget the ripple effect. When you're living with purpose, people notice. They're drawn to your energy, your passion, and your sense of direction. And you know what happens next. He notices too. He starts to see the woman he underestimated, the one who isn't just moving on but moving up, the one who's creating a life so full, so rich, and so inspiring that it makes him question every decision he made. This is where Stoicism comes into play once again. Living with purpose means focusing on what you can control, your actions, your growth, and your path. It's about not wasting energy on things or people that don't align with your goals. Instead, you channel that energy into building a life that feels meaningful to you. Stoicism teaches us that fulfillment doesn't come from external validation, it comes from within. And when you embrace this, you become unstoppable. Imagine him watching from the sidelines, seeing you passionately chasing your dreams, building a life of value and impact. He'll realize you're no longer the woman who was waiting for his attention. You're the woman who's too busy creating something extraordinary to even notice his absence. That realization, it stings deeply. Living with purpose doesn't just make him regret losing you, it transforms your life in ways you never thought possible. You stop looking for closure, because your life becomes the closure. You stop waiting for someone to validate your worth, because your actions do that for you. And most importantly, you stop living in the past, because the future is far too exciting to ignore. So, let me ask you, what's the dream you're going to chase? What's the legacy you're going to start building today? Because the moment you find your purpose, you'll never look back. And neither will he. Let's keep building this unstoppable momentum in the next step. 5. Master the art of Stoicism. This is where your transformation becomes truly unshakable. When you master the art of Stoicism, you step into a league of your own. Think about it. How often do people let their emotions control them? They lash out, overreact, or spiral into self-pity. But not you. You're about to become the kind of woman who can weather any storm with grace, power, and composure. A woman who doesn't just survive heartbreak but thrives because of it. Let me break it down. Stoicism is all about focusing on what you can control and letting go of what you can't. It's not about suppressing your emotions, it's about mastering them. When he broke up with you, that was beyond your control. But how you respond, that's where your power lies. Instead of wasting your energy replaying the breakup or wondering what went wrong, you channel that energy into building your strength. Here's a truth that many people overlook. Emotional control is one of the most attractive traits anyone can possess. Imagine him expecting you to fall apart, to lash out, or to beg for answers. But instead, you show resilience. You stay calm. You exude confidence. That's the kind of reaction he won't see coming, and trust me, it's the one that will stay with him the longest. Let's talk about the practice of Stoicism in your daily life. When you feel overwhelmed by emotions, take a step back. Breathe. Reflect. Ask yourself, is this reaction helping me, or is it holding me back? Journaling can be a powerful tool here. Write down your thoughts, your frustrations, your pain. By putting them on paper, you're processing them in a healthy way instead of letting them control you. Another powerful technique, mindfulness. When those pangs of hurt or anger bubble up, ground yourself in the present moment. Take a walk, meditate, or simply focus on your breath. These small actions may seem simple, but they create a foundation of emotional strength that's impossible to shake. And here's the magic. As you build this emotional resilience, you stop being reactive. You stop letting his actions, or anyone else's, dictate your happiness. Instead, you become the kind of woman who responds with poise and power. A woman who doesn't need to prove anything because her presence speaks volumes. The impact of this transformation isn't just internal, it's external too. People notice when someone carries themselves with emotional maturity and strength. He'll notice too. He'll see that you're no longer the woman he left behind, but someone entirely new, someone he may never have the chance to know again. That realization, it will linger. So, how do you know you're on the right track? Every time you choose grace over chaos, every time you prioritize long-term peace over short-term reactions, you're mastering Stoicism. And with each step, you're becoming a woman who's untouchable, unshakable, and unforgettable. Now, let me ask you, are you ready to harness the kind of emotional power that makes you magnetic? If this resonates with you, show some love. Hit like on this video and drop a comment with number 1 if you're ready to master Stoicism and take your power back. And don't forget to subscribe. We're building a community of unstoppable women here, and you belong with us. Let's keep this momentum going in the next step. You're not going to want to miss it. 6. Upgrade your circle. You've likely heard the saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Let that sink in for a moment. Who's in your inner circle right now? Are they lifting you higher, or are they keeping you stuck in old patterns that no longer serve you? If you truly want to make him regret losing you, It's time to elevate your social circle, and in doing so, elevate yourself. Breakups can often trap us in emotional loops. You spend time with the same people, venting about the same issues, and before you know it, you're stuck reliving the past. But what if you use this moment to transform not just your life but the people you share it with? When you start surrounding yourself with driven, positive, and inspiring individuals, everything begins to shift. Your mindset, your energy, your goals. Let's paint the picture. You walk into a room full of people who radiate confidence and ambition. Their conversations challenge you. Their successes inspire you. And their support empowers you. That's the kind of environment where you grow, thrive, and become the best version of yourself. And here's the kicker: when he sees the caliber of people you're associating with, it will sting. Because nothing makes someone realize what they've lost like seeing you level up in every way, including your connections. Start by evaluating your current circle. Are your friends encouraging you to move forward, or are they holding you back with negativity and gossip? Be honest with yourself, because this is a crucial step. If your circle isn't aligned with your growth, it's time to branch out. The beauty of upgrading your social circle is that it opens doors to new opportunities, not just socially, but emotionally and professionally. Join groups or communities that resonate with your interests. Love fitness? Join a running club or yoga class. Passionate about personal development? Attend workshops, seminars, or networking events. These are places where you'll meet like-minded individuals who inspire you. And don't shy away from connecting with people who intimidate you a little. Those are the ones who'll challenge you to rise to their level. It's not about abandoning old friends. It's about making space for relationships that help you grow. Now let's tie this back to him. When he starts to notice that your social feed is filled with exciting new people, people who are clearly driven and going places, it will gnaw at him. He'll see that you're thriving in circles he no longer has access to, that your life is expanding in ways he never anticipated. It's not about making him jealous, it's about building a life so rich and full that his absence is irrelevant. Here's the best part. This isn't just about impressing him or anyone else. It's about creating a support system that aligns with your vision for your life. It's about surrounding yourself with people who see your potential and encourage you to reach it. And when you're surrounded by individuals who challenge and inspire you, you'll find that your confidence, energy, and ambition naturally rise to meet theirs. Imagine the version of you who walks into every room knowing she belongs there, who exudes the kind of energy that draws people in and commands respect. That's what upgrading your circle does for you. It's a ripple effect that transforms every aspect of your life, your career, your mindset, your relationships. And along the way, it will make him realize he's no longer a part of your world. You're not just changing who you spend your time with, you're changing your trajectory. So, take a look around, and if your circle isn't pushing you forward, start building one that does. Let's carry this momentum into the next step. You're only getting stronger. 7. Become unavailable. One of the most powerful shifts you can make after a breakup is to become unavailable. Think about it. What happens when something that used to be so accessible suddenly isn't anymore? Its value skyrockets. This is exactly the principle you're about to master. By becoming less available, you're not just creating mystery, you're reclaiming your time, your energy, and your boundaries. And trust me, nothing stings more than realizing you can no longer be easily reached. Here's the truth. After a breakup, many people make the mistake of staying too close, too accessible, hoping that proximity will make the other person reconsider. But the reality, the more available you are, the less desirable you seem. If he knows you'll always answer his calls, respond to his texts, or say yes to a meeting, there's no urgency for him to reflect on what he's lost. Your constant presence becomes predictable, even dismissible. That's not the energy we're going for. Becoming unavailable doesn't mean playing games. It means setting a new standard for how your time and attention are given. Your schedule isn't open 24/7 anymore. You're busy living your life, chasing your goals, and building something extraordinary. If he texts you, there's no need to jump at the notification. If he wants to meet, you're not obligated to clear your calendar. You're no longer at his beck and call. and that's a game changer. Now, let's talk about why this works. When you're unavailable, you force him to notice your absence. He'll start to wonder what's taking up your time, and, more importantly, who might be taking up your time. This isn't about making him jealous, it's about creating space for him to feel the impact of losing you. That silence you've embraced. It becomes deafening when paired with your unavailability. But here's the secret ingredient. Don't just pretend to be busy, actually be busy. Fill your days with meaningful activities that energize and fulfill you. Dive into your passions, focus on your personal growth, and expand your horizons. When your life is genuinely full, your unavailability isn't a strategy, it's a reflection of the vibrant, dynamic person you're becoming. Think of it this way: becoming unavailable isn't about ignoring him, it's about prioritizing you. It's about creating boundaries that protect your energy and your peace. It's about showing him and yourself that your time is valuable and not everyone gets to have it. And here's the kicker. When you stop being so readily available, you become a challenge again. Humans are wired to value what they can't easily have. By creating a little distance, you're reignitting the curiosity and intrigue that may have faded during the relationship. You're no longer predictable, and that unpredictability is magnetic. Imagine this. He sends a text, and hours go by without a response. He checks your social media and sees that you're out with friends, attending events, or just living your best life. That lingering question, why isn't she responding? What is she up to? Starts to grow. That's when the regret creeps in. But remember, this isn't just about him. It's about you stepping into your power. Becoming unavailable means you're no longer giving your energy to people or situations that don't deserve it. It's about creating a life so full and fulfilling that anyone who wants to be part of it has to earn their place. So don't wait for him to realize your worth. Start valuing your time, your energy, and your presence now. Let him feel what it's like to miss you. Not because you're playing hard to get, but because you're busy being someone worth missing. The next step will take this newfound power even further. Stay with me. It's only getting better from here. 8. Start dating again. This step might feel like a bold move, but trust me, it's one of the most transformative things you can do, not just for him to notice, but for you to rediscover your worth. Starting to date again isn't about making him jealous, it's about exploring new connections, reminding yourself of your value, and shifting your focus from what you've lost to the endless possibilities that lie ahead. Here's the truth. Nothing says, "I've moved on and I'm thriving," like stepping back into the dating world with confidence. Picture this: you're no longer waiting for someone to validate your worth. Instead, you're meeting new people, enjoying meaningful conversations, and discovering just how magnetic you truly are. That kind of energy. It's electric, and it doesn't go unnoticed. But let's clarify something important. Starting to date again isn't about using others as pawns in a game to make him regret. That's not the energy we're embracing here. Instead, this is your opportunity to connect with new people in a way that feels authentic and empowering. Maybe it's a casual coffee date, a fun evening out, or even joining a dating app just to see what's out there. The point isn't how far you take it. It's about opening yourself up to new experiences and showing yourself that life is bigger than one relationship. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you let yourself genuinely have fun? When was the last time you felt butterflies, laughed until your cheeks hurt, or just enjoyed someone's company without any expectations? That's what this step is about. It's about stepping out of the shadow of your breakup and rediscovering the parts of yourself that light up when you connect with someone new. Now let's address the elephant in the room. Yes, he will notice. Whether through mutual friends, social media, or sheer curiosity, he'll realize you're putting yourself back out there. And while this isn't the main goal, it will make him think. Why? Because when he sees that other people are drawn to you, it taps into his deepest insecurities. He'll start to wonder what these new people see in you, and why he overlooked it. This isn't about making him jealous, it's about building your confidence. When you start dating again, you remind yourself that you have options, that you're desirable, and that your story didn't end with him. That kind of self-assurance radiates, and it will make you magnetic, not just to potential partners but to everyone around you. Here's the beauty of this step. The more you focus on building genuine connections, the less you'll think about him. Your world will expand, your energy will shift, and suddenly, the idea of waiting around for someone who left will feel like ancient history. You'll realize that there are people out there who would be thrilled to have someone like you in their lives, and you won't need to settle for less. And let's not forget the power of Stoicism here. As you date, remember to stay grounded. Don't let anyone's opinion of you, good or bad, define your worth. This is about embracing the journey, enjoying the moment, and letting go of expectations. The right connections will flow naturally, and the wrong ones will simply fall away. So, are you ready to take this bold step forward? If you're feeling inspired, hit like on this video and let me know by dropping number 1 in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to join this empowering community. Together, we're rewriting the rules of heartbreak, self-worth, and love. Keep watching. This journey is only just beginning. 9. Build your legacy. Here's a thought that might shift your entire perspective. What if the most powerful thing you could do after a breakup wasn't about him at all? What if this was your opportunity to focus on something much bigger, something that would last longer than any relationship ever could? This is your moment to start building your legacy, a life so meaningful, so rich and so impactful that it outshines anything he thought you were capable of. Think about it. What kind of mark do you want to leave on the world? What passions, skills, or dreams have you been putting off because you were too busy giving your time and energy to someone who didn't appreciate it? Now is the time to pour yourself into those dreams, to create something that not only fulfills you but defines who you are. This isn't just about healing from heartbreak, it's about stepping into your greatness. Your legacy doesn't have to be something grand or world-changing right away. It could be as simple as starting that blog you've always dreamed about, launching a side business, volunteering for a cause close to your heart, or even creating art that speaks to your soul. The point is to focus on something that's yours, something that gives your life depth and purpose beyond fleeting relationships. Here's the beauty of building your legacy. It gives you something to wake up for every day, something that excites you and pushes you to grow. When you're working toward a vision that's bigger than yourself, you stop sweating the small stuff, including the breakup. You stop obsessing over what he's doing, or whether he regrets leaving because you're too busy creating a life that's so fulfilling, his absence barely registers. And let's be clear, building your legacy doesn't go unnoticed. When he sees you thriving, focused and driven, it will force him to reevaluate everything he thought he knew about you. He'll see that you're no longer the person he left. You're someone who's evolving, growing, and achieving on a level he never anticipated. That realization, it stings. Because while he's stuck in the past, you're building a future that's brighter than ever. But this isn't just about impressing him or anyone else. Building your legacy is about creating a life that feels meaningful to you. It's about setting goals that inspire you, taking risks that excite you, and making an impact that you can be proud of. Whether it's building a career you love, creating something that helps others, or simply becoming a person you admire, your legacy is the gift you give yourself. Now let's bring in a little Dark Stoic Psychology here. Legacy building aligns perfectly with the Stoic mindset. It's about focusing on what you can control, your actions, your goals, and your impact, and letting go of what you can't. A breakup is just a moment in time, but the life you create afterward, that's eternal. When you channel your energy into something greater than yourself, you transcend the pain of the past and step into the power of the present. Imagine this. A year from now, you've started something incredible. Maybe it's a business, a creative project, or a movement that touches lives. You're proud, fulfilled, and unstoppable. And while he's scrolling through your updates, wondering how you managed to become this version of yourself, you'll be too busy living your purpose to even notice. This is the kind of transformation that changes everything. It's not about getting him back or making him regret. It's about becoming someone so extraordinary that his regret is simply a side effect of your success. So, start now. What's the first step you can take today to build your legacy? Whatever it is, take it. Your future is waiting, and it's brighter than anything you've left behind. Let's keep this momentum going in the next step. 10. Embrace your freedom. Freedom, it's one of the most underestimated gifts of a breakup. In the immediate aftermath, it might not feel like a gift at all. It feels raw, painful, and uncertain. But if you take a step back and shift your perspective, you'll realize something extraordinary. You are now completely free to design the life you've always wanted, without compromise, without hesitation, and without limits. This is your chance to rediscover who you are, what you want, and what truly sets your soul on fire. When you're in a relationship, it's natural to make sacrifices and compromises. You adjust your plans, your time, and sometimes even your dreams to fit someone else's vision. But now, the only person you have to consider is yourself. Let that sink in for a moment. You can travel to the places you've always dreamed of, pick up hobbies you've been curious about, or pursue goals you've put on hold. You're no longer tied down by someone else's expectations or limitations. This newfound freedom is a blank canvas. You can fill it with whatever inspires you, excites you, or challenges you. Have you ever wanted to pack your bags and travel solo to a city you've never been to? Do it. Have you been curious about learning a new skill or diving into a creative passion? Now is the time. The world is wide open to you, and the only limits are the ones you set for yourself. Let me ask you this. What does freedom mean to you? For some, it's the ability to explore without ties. For others, it's the chance to rebuild their life in a way that feels authentic and fulfilling. Whatever freedom looks like to you, lean into it fully. Use this time to explore the parts of yourself that may have been overshadowed during your relationship. Rediscover your independence and let it fuel your confidence and joy. Here's the thing about freedom. It's magnetic. When you're fully embracing your independence, people are drawn to you. They see your sense of adventure, your self-assurance, and your ability to create happiness on your own terms. And yes, he'll notice too. He'll realize that the woman he once thought he knew has become someone entirely new, someone untouchable, vibrant, and alive. But this step isn't about him. It's about you. Freedom is an opportunity to reconnect with your inner power and to remind yourself that you are complete on your own. It's about building a life that feels true to who you are, not one that's designed to fit someone else's mold. When you fully embrace your freedom, you step into a version of yourself that is radiant, resilient, and unstoppable. Let's tie this back to Stoicism. Embracing freedom aligns perfectly with the Stoic principle of living in the present. Instead of dwelling on the past or worrying about the future, you focus on what's in front of you. You make decisions that bring you joy and fulfillment right now, knowing that this moment is the only one you truly own. When you let go of the need for validation or control, you free yourself to experience life in its fullest, most authentic form. Imagine the possibilities, traveling to a place you've always dreamed of, meeting new people who expand your horizons, or waking up every day with a sense of excitement about what's next. That's the power of freedom. It's not about running from the pain of the breakup. It's about stepping into the endless potential that lies beyond it. So, take a deep breath and ask yourself, what will you do with this freedom? Where will it take you? Who will you become? The answers to those questions are entirely yours to create. This is your time, your life, your canvas. Paint it boldly. The next step will show you how to make this transformation even more profound. Let's continue. 11. Let him come to you. You've done the work. You've embraced your freedom, started building your legacy, and transformed yourself into a version of you that's stronger, more confident, and more radiant than ever before. Now, it's time for one of the most empowering moves you can make. Sit back and let him come to you. Here's the thing, when you stop chasing, you shift the dynamic entirely. He's used to you being there, reaching out, filling the silence. But now, you've gone quiet. You've stepped back. And that absence, it's loud. It's deafening. It forces him to confront the void you left behind and to realize just how much of an impact you had on his life. Think of it like this. When you remove yourself from someone's orbit, you create space for them to miss you. But it's not just about waiting. It's about holding your ground, knowing your worth, and refusing to settle for anything less than you deserve. This is your power move, and it's one he won't tumming. Let me paint the picture. He sees you thriving. Maybe it's through social media, mutual friends, or a chance encounter. He notices the glow in your eyes, the way you carry yourself, the confidence that radiates from within. And suddenly he starts to wonder, did I make a mistake? That question, it lingers, it grows, and eventually it compels him to reach out. When he does, and trust me, he will, it's crucial to handle it with grace and strength. You're no longer the person who's waiting for his attention. You're the person who's moved forward, built a life, and discovered your own power. That doesn't mean shutting him down or playing hard to get. It means responding on your terms from a place of confidence and clarity. Here's how you play this moment. When he texts or calls, don't rush to reply. Take your time. Reflect on what you want and whether his presence still aligns with the life you're building. If you choose to respond, keep it polite but distant. Let him feel the shift in dynamics, the fact that you're no longer the person he thought he could walk away from without consequences. This step isn't about revenge, it's about creating a new standard for how people treat you. If he wants to come back into your life, he'll have to work for it. He'll have to show you that he's willing to meet you at your level, to respect the boundaries and growth you've established. And here's the beauty, by the time he comes back, you might not even want him anymore. Because the person you've become, she's too focused on her own brilliance to settle for anything less than extraordinary. Let's bring Dark Stoic Psychology into this moment. By letting him come to you, you're embodying one of the core principles of Stoicism. Control what you can and let go of the rest. You're not chasing validation, approval, or closure. You're centered in your own power, knowing that whatever happens, you're already whole. This quiet confidence speaks louder than any words ever could. Now, let me ask you, are you ready to embrace this power? If this resonates with you, hit like on this video and drop number 1 in the comments to let me know you're stepping into this energy. And don't forget to subscribe to join this empowering community. Together, we're redefining what it means to rise after heartbreak, and you won't want to miss what's coming next. Let's wrap this journey up with one final, transformative step. 12. Be unapologetically you. Here's the grand finale, the most powerful step of all. Be unapologetically you. This is where everything comes full circle, where all the work you've done, the glow up, the silence, the freedom, the purpose, aligns into one undeniable truth. You are enough, just as you are. Let's be honest, how often do we try to mold ourselves into what we think others want? In relationships, it's easy to compromise pieces of who we are to keep the peace, to be accepted, to be loved. But now is your time to stop apologizing for who you are and start owning it. Flaws, quirks, passions, strengths, everything. This is you, in your rawest, most authentic form, and it's beautiful. Being unapologetically you doesn't mean refusing to grow or evolve. It means embracing who you are at every stage of that journey. It means standing tall in your values, your dreams, and your truth, without worrying about whether someone else will approve. When you live authentically, you give others permission to see the real you, and you filter out anyone who isn't meant to be part of your story. Now imagine how this feels. You walk into a room with confidence, not because you're trying to prove anything, but because you've finally stopped hiding. Your laugh is louder, your energy is brighter, and your presence is undeniable. This isn't a performance, it's simply you, unfiltered and unapologetic. Here's the irony. When you stop trying to win people over, that's when you become magnetic. When he sees that you're no longer bending to fit his idea of who you should be, it will make him question everything. He'll realize that the woman he walked away from has become someone he can't easily define or forget. And while his regret might feel satisfying, it will pale in comparison to the satisfaction you feel from living in alignment with yourself. This step is where Stoicism and authenticity intertwine. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, our actions, our values, and our mindset. When you're unapologetically yourself, you embody this principle. You're no longer swayed by external opinions or circumstances. You're grounded in who you are and what you stand for, and that makes you unstoppable. But here's the deeper truth. Being unapologetically you isn't about making him regret. It's about freeing yourself from the need for anyone's validation. It's about living a life that feels true, vibrant and fulfilling, regardless of who's watching. By the time you've reached this stage, his opinion won't hold the same weight it once did, because you'll know, deep down, that the real prize isn't his approval, it's your own. So, what does being unapologetically you look like in your daily life? It's pursuing your dreams without hesitation. It's wearing that outfit you love without worrying about judgment. It's saying no when something doesn't align with your values and yes when it does. It's surrounding yourself with people who celebrate you for exactly who you are, not who they want you to be. This is the ultimate transformation. The journey that started with heartbreak ends with liberation, empowerment and authenticity. And while he may regret losing you, the real triumph is this: you've found yourself. You've built a life that's rich, meaningful, and true. And no one, not him, not anyone, can take that away from you. You've done it. You've turned pain into power, heartbreak into growth, and loss into opportunity. This isn't just the end of a chapter. It's the beginning of a story that's all yours. Write it boldly, live it fully, and never, ever apologize for being the extraordinary woman you are. You've made it through all 12 steps, each one carefully designed to transform the pain of heartbreak into the ultimate glow-up. But let's step back for a moment and take it all in. This journey wasn't just about making him regret losing you. It was about rediscovering your power, reclaiming your identity, and building a life that you can be proud of. Think about how far you've come. You've embraced your authenticity, silenced the noise of the past, and redirected your energy toward growth, freedom, and purpose. You've elevated your circle, mastered your emotions, and even opened yourself to new possibilities, whether through dating, new connections, or bold adventures. And the best part? You've done all of this for you, not for him. Here's the reality. By the time you've implemented these steps, his regret is inevitable. But by then, you might not even care. Why? Because you'll have built something far greater than a relationship. You'll have built a version of yourself that is untouchable. A version that is radiant, fulfilled, and fiercely independent. Remember, this transformation wasn't about revenge or manipulation. It was about stepping into your own light. And that light will not only draw the right people into your life, but it will also guide you toward opportunities, experiences, and happiness you never thought possible. This is the essence of Dark Stoic Psychology, using adversity to fuel your rise, to reclaim your strength, and to thrive in ways that go beyond the superficial. Now it's your turn to take these lessons and bring them to life. The steps are here, the path is clear, and the power is entirely in your hands. What will you do with it? How will you shape this new chapter of your life? The answers to those questions are yours to create, and I have no doubt they'll be extraordinary. Thank you for being part of this journey. If this video has inspired you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who needs this message. And remember, you're not alone. This is a community of strong, unstoppable women, and your growth is part of something bigger. Here's to your glow up, your freedom, and your power. You've got this. Let's keep rising together.